A long time ago, some men and women, boys and girls, 2 dogs and a cat sailed on a ship across the sea. They left their old country because they could not pray the way they wanted. The people were called pilgrims. The ship was called the Mayflower. The Mayflower was as big as 2 trucks, but it was not big enough. The pilgrims and sailors crowded together to sleep. They crowded together to eat. The children had no room to run around. They had no toys. They had to leave most things behind.
Grandchildren hated the food on the ship, but they had to eat it. There was nothing else, nothing but the same old salted beef or fish. Nothing but the hard, dry biscuits and little bits of cheese. A little bit of butter. After a while, the food turned bad. There was not enough water for drinking or washing.
The children could sleep in warm, cozy beds. They slept on the hard, cold floor on the ship. They slept in the same clothes they wore every day. Their clothes got torn and dirty and smelly. Day by day, things got worse. The storms came, the wind blew hard, the waves too sad, the ship about the Mayflower rolled and creaked in the stormy sea. The rain soaked the ship, the rain poured at the pilgrims. They were cold and wet. Many of the pilgrims got sick. Will this terrible voyage ever end? They prayed for the day they will see land. They had sailed away in warm September. Now it was cold November. They had been on the Mayflower for 2 months and 3 days. The next day saw land.
They were very happy, but they were scared too. What kind of island was this? There was no house, no stores, no people to meet them. Only an empty white sand beach, and with trees and bushes behind it. Oh, but it was good to be an island again. The pilgrim children ran up and down the beach, feeling the sand and the land beneath their feet.
The winter was coming. The pilgrims had to find a safe place for all of them to live. Every day, a group of pilgrims searched the countryside. At last, they came to a place with running brooks and rivers and good land for planting. It was a good place to build their town. They named it Plymouth. They wanted a street to go from the shore to the top of the hill. They were on top of the hill. They wanted houses on both sides of the street. They would have to make everything themselves. It would take a long, long time to finish building Plymouth. The first winter in Plymouth was terrible for the pilgrims. They could not finish building their homes before the snow fell. They could not find enough food in the forest. The pilgrims worked as hard as they could, but they were hungry and cold and weak. What winter, many of the pilgrims got sick. Many of the pilgrims died. Spring. At last the snow began to melt. Spring was coming. There was so much work to be done. The pilgrims worked every day but Sunday. Sunday was the time to think about God. They prayed and sang to listen to long sermons. Every day but Sunday, the pilgrims worked very hard. They worked making houses. They made their house
houses from bark and branches. They made the roof of straws and vines. Each house had only one room and a small place upstairs. The house got cold when the wind blew through the holes in the wall. The house got wet when it rained, dripped down through the holes in the roof. The only heat came from the fire in the fireplace. Sometimes sparks flew up the chimney and set the straw roof on fire. Then everybody ran outside to put the fire out.
All the pilgrims took part. So did their Indian friends. 19 Indians came. There were more Indians than pilgrims. The men and the boys played games and had jumping and running and racing contests. The women and girls spent most of their time cooking and serving.